Greetings and welcome back. Good afternoon again. PhotoJoseph Photo Moment, the special afternoon edition for the wider spread international audience. And we are here today to talk about all this fun stuff with the master pedestal and highlight and shadows. And I'll bet you didn't think this was going to be fun, but it was, wasn't it? Isn't that cool? Isn't that exciting? All right, we are in the Q&A portion, so it's time to jump into the Qs and hopefully we can A them and see where we are. So I'm scrolling down through them right now, and eventually we're going to find the beginning of the actual show. And I'll look at someone said, what a better way to end the day than watching my show. Why, thank you very much, Construction Podcast. That is very kind of you to say. Alrighty, so Trevor Penocchi says, I used Master Pedestal a lot more before I got the Tiffin Pro Mist Black. I have not used that filter. I've heard great things about it though. It's a filter, go on the front of your camera obviously, kind of raises your blacks a little bit, right? Isn't that what it does? It adds like a little bit of misty, just raises it, make it a little bit of that foggy, kind of more vintagey look. Isn't that the idea behind that? Have not played with that. Very cool. Let's see here. Esther, oh, what was it? This car says, I thought it was your color profile that did that, i.e. Vlog. So I think we're going back in the show, but yeah, Vlog will give you the most dynamic range and locks you in at 0 to 255. If you have no idea what that means, then you didn't watch the full show. And I don't mean you, I mean you who are watching. SR Digital says, oh, Scotland. Maybe Scotland's the place to go when Joseph comes over to the UK to see his loyal UK fans next year. I think it's a really good idea. I really think I should do that. All right. Ryan saying I name drop Bothans. Hey, it worked. It worked for the show. Burns Tech, here we go. I wish these cameras would tell you why this menu item can't be changed. I know. And they started doing that in some places on the GH series cameras. Sometimes you hit a menu that you can't and it tells you why. But it's in like maybe 10% of the menus. I know, believe me, that is feedback I have given with vigor. Please, please tell us why we can't choose a menu item. All right, a lot of chit chat going on here, but nothing with my name in front of it. Oh, well, gosh, I guess that means that my day's over. That was easy. You guys have any questions? Come on, get some questions up here. Trevor saying, you know, you have to do a sit down with Frederick, of course. I will. I will bring Frederick on. It's almost too easy to bring him on, so it's like I got to delay that one a little bit. I'm not going to make that one of the first ones, but he'll get on. No question about it. I'd like to know how he makes a living too. It's very confusing to me. Frederick, I love you, buddy. Let's see here. Anything else going on in here that I missed? Let's see if there's anything that didn't have my name in front of it worth addressing. I'd rather have what the camera shoot and then edit my blacks and highlights manually to my liking in post. Well, in that case, car, set your camera to 0 to 255 and just do not clip your highlights and shadows or they will be gone forever. Very, very important. Yeah, I know, talking about why these menu items should tell you why they can't change. Here we go, Construction Podcast. Any plans on a video of your settings for the GH5 on the menu? Plans on a video of your settings? Okay, so in my GH5 training course that I did, which if you haven't seen that before, then gh5training.com, a 5.5-hour complete video training course for the LUMIX GH5, which I know one of these days I'm actually going to do an update for that thing to the latest operating system and to the GH5S. I know, I will. It's busy. In that I talk about my settings. I actually provide a settings file that you can download. That needs to be updated because I've changed it since then. So that is definitely something that I need to do more of. The thing is, one of the reasons that I'm hesitant to go, oh, look, I've changed my settings to the GH5, these are my new settings and upload them, is I change them a lot. I change them a lot depending on the shoot that I'm doing, right? Like I have my custom settings dialed in for a variety of different things like slow motion shooting or 10-bit and lots of other stuff like that, but I change it often. Even the commands, what my presets are here, I was changing one of them today for the show because I'm always showing different things in the show. So I change it a lot, but I know I should do that again. I should update that. I'll try and do that. SR Digital says, presumably, here we go, presumably when you were trying to get the exposure right and suggested a variable ND filter, the change in the exposure you were trying was over 1/3 of a stop. Correct. And part of the problem too is that, remember I said it's super dark in here, so I would have more control over the aperture. I can control the aperture more finitely, but I'm already wide open on this lens, and I was, the ISO is cranked really high, and you don't get as much finite control with the ISO change. And so, yeah, I would need that variable ND. It would have been better if I had more light in here. I could use the aperture, and I could be a little bit more finite about it, but I couldn't. So, but yes, the variable ND will allow you to really, really fine tune that and get your exposure exactly perfectly right. And keep in mind, for the most part, that's the kind of thing you could easily make that adjustment in post, but if you're like me, you like getting your right in camera, then that's what you do. Kem Kolker says, do you need to white balance each shot? Excellent question. If light changes, you must recalibrate the whole thing again. Okay, so there's two sides of that. If your objective is for every shot to look like it was shot under the same lighting, then yes. So if, for example, you are taking pictures at, or shooting video at a party, I don't know, example, and you've got two different rooms you're in, and one room is one white balance setting and the other is another, and you're gonna be cutting this and intercutting the footage together, you probably don't want the white balance shifting from room to room. You probably want it to be consistent. So yes, you would need two different white balance settings, or if the sun's going down and the light is changing, but you don't want it to look like that, you want it to be consistent throughout the evening, let's say, then yes, you'd have to continuously recalibrate your white balance. However, in most shooting, we don't necessarily want it to be perfect all the way through. We want it to reflect the world around us. So if the sun, if it's getting later in the day, if it's getting towards sunset, getting towards golden hour, the light gets warmer, we want that, right? If you take a picture at true sunlight white balance, which is 5500K up to 6, it kind of depends on where you are in the sky around you, but 5500K is usually a good kind of baseline neutral. In the middle of the day, everything's perfect. But then you get into the sunset hour and suddenly everything's very orange. Well, that is technically an incorrect white balance because you're looking at it going, it's orange, it's not white. But you want it to be orange because you want it to look like the sun's going down. That's why you're shooting at golden hour. You want that warmer light. So if you were to take out a white balance card, and calibrate for that sunset, then your sunset's just gone. You've just erased it and you've gone back to a neutral white. So you don't want to change it if you want your shots to reflect the real world environment around you. If you don't want to reflect the real world environment around you, if you want to keep it consistent from shot to shot, then yes, you must recalibrate for every shot, or at least every time the lighting changes. So excellent question, Cam. That's a very, very good question. Thank you for asking that. Car Galaxy, indoor and outdoor, you definitely need different white balance exposures. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so I guess that's it. Well, not too many questions here. Alrighty. Well, we had a good sized live audience today, so it certainly isn't for lack of people being here. I'm going to guess it's because I just gave so much good information, there's nothing to ask. Hey, thanks again for tuning in, you guys. If you like what you saw here, you know what to do. Head over to PhotoJoseph.com. You can click on the membership button or hit that support page and learn how to help out the show, help out the channel, keep us growing, keeping us strong. And here it allows me to do things like spend the entire day getting ready for a show like I did today, which is a little excessive, but sometimes it's what it takes. All right, everybody. Hey, it is, what day is this? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you back here on Friday for a very short and simple, easy show. It's going to be a short one. All right, take care. Bye.